So y'all had formed this group and you had joined back up with WWE.
Yeah, Hit Row. Yeah, Hit Row was my brainchild. So basically, I look like Suge Knight. Like ever since I shaved my head and the fucking Straight Outta Compton movie came out, everywhere I go, if I wear red, niggas is like, "Is you Suge Knight?" Or niggas is like, "Yo, you kind of look like Suge Knight." Everybody ever tell you look like Suge Knight? So I know Suge Knight is like the most notorious fucking gangster in music, and people legitimately fear him. So I was like, I'm going into wrestling. What other persona is better to like emulate than Suge Knight? Yeah. So I created a crew called The Row before I ever got to WWE. Right. Okay. And I also actually make music. Yeah. So we was literally just bloods. I would wear red every time. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then I got to WWE and they hooked me up with Swerve and B-Fab, who also actually make music. Yeah. And then Tahuti, who he doesn't make music, but we said he was our air quote producer. Right. Really, I was the producer. I was making all the songs. Right. But he was our producer. Yeah. But he's just a good wrestler. Right. And they put us in a crew together. And then the four of us was like revolutionary. Like there had never been anything like that in wrestling. Yeah. And I think it was too revolutionary because now everything we was trying to do in 2021, they doing now. Right. But at the time, they didn't understand it. They didn't know how to use it. Right. So like Swerve, like they end up releasing us all. The real reason. So what happened was they fired B-Fab. They fired her, the girl. And if you look at her, out of the four people in that picture, she not the one that's supposed to be fired first. Right? No. Even if I got fired first, it would make more sense than her. She bring a different flavor, as you can see. Right. So, like, when I would go places with B-Fab, people would look at me, but people would stare at her. It's a difference. Yeah, I was about to say, she definitely demand more attention than y'all three niggas. Yes, exactly. So they fired her because what happened was we used to have these little, like, practice days. Mm-hmm. And on Saturdays, we'd have like little fake shows where it'd be like a real, like the wrestling show you went to, but instead of in front of fans, it would be in front of a crowd of all the wrestlers at WWE that were in the Performance Center and then like the executives. So then like John Laurinaitis, who was one of the top executives at the time, saw us as Hit Row, but she wasn't there because she was on vacation. Like they asked to schedule the show like a couple days before the show. She had already paid for this vacation and shit. We was like, "Shawty, you good? Like, you go on your vacation, blah, blah, blah." Because it was just my match. She didn't have to be there, right? I had a match. Nobody else did. So we killed the match. But the first time John Laurinaitis sees Hit Row, he only sees the three dudes. He don't even know she's in the crew. Oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when they decide to call us up in the fastest call up in the history of WWE from NXT, 4 months, like, they call us up, and that's when he finds out there's a girl in the crew. Okay, so then they bring up the crew, and it's the four of us, and we're on SmackDown, and then they do budget cuts. And when they do budget cuts, they release like 10, 20 people at a time. Yeah. And they decide to release her, but keep the three of us. And me, being a real nigga, I go up to John Laurinaitis and Vince McMahon, and I'm not on some disrespectful shit. I'm like, "Yo, y'all fucked up, da, da, da." But I'm like, "Yo, like, we need her. Like, she's like... She a part of our shit. Yeah, she's like important to the crew. Like, I stood up for her. Like, nobody else... And I guess they just not used to niggas standing up to them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're not used to real niggas, I guess. And so, you know, a couple weeks later, we all got fired. Damn. Yeah, they fired all of us. That's fucked up. Yeah. So, but then Swerve ends up going to AEW, which was the best thing that happened to him. He was just AEW World Champion. Best thing ever happened to him was going to AEW, right? So that worked out for him. Yeah. And then we end up getting called back. Yeah. Right. And then it's the three of us, which a lot of people don't know this, but we were the original Hit Row. Yeah. Like Swerve was added to Hit Row like 2 weeks before we debuted. Yeah. Okay. But he was already an established character on TV. Mm-hmm. He already had TV equity. It was a good character change for him at the time. He was doing some anime villain character thing. Yeah. And then he like if you watch our early Hit Row stuff, like we're all in street gear, like rap street gear. Yeah. And he got this shiny ass silver lab coat on. Oh, hell no. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't fit the vibe. Then he started dressing more hip hop and shit, and it looked perfect. Everything worked. Yeah. And then, but When we came back, it was just the three of us. So we called ourselves the OG3 because we were the OG3 members of Hero.
Yeah.
And then we were there for like a year and a half. And then they did budget cuts again and they released me, but kept them. So then I went to TNA and I've recreated myself. It's been a year.
Yeah.
I recreated myself completely. And now I'm in a completely different light than I was a year ago.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like a year ago, I was a joke in wrestling. And now I'm arguably the best big man in the world.
Right.
Like, and I'll stand on that.
Big bag.
Right. So okay, so you was in the WWE and